Okay, I'm gonna mute myself and just type in the chat, guys. So when I'm gonna talk to Bill and Dave, try to get them back. What?
Oh, there we are. Hi.
There we go. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. All right, guys.
Well,
anyway, before we were so rudely interrupted,
there we go.
This is Bill. Say hi, Bill.
Hello. How are you?
Dave. Say hi, Dave.
Hello.
All right, so you know Bill and Dave because like it's reversed. I thought these guys it's mirror image on StreamYard. I don't want to get it screwed up. So,
no, I'm not sure.
So we got Bill in the green shirt. We got Dave in the black shirt.
Correct.
Okay. So we'll go back to where you were. So guys, if you want to learn how to become a full-time reseller, transition from your job to becoming a full-time reseller. That's why Bill and Dave are here. Basically, these guys were working full-time jobs. They'll explain it to you, but basically they got the reselling bug. Dave went from full-time to part-time, and then he went full-time reselling. Bill was full-time, then went to part-time, and I believe he's going to tell us, but in a week or two, I believe he's going to be full-time. So let me put you guys on the main screen, guys, and we can do your introduction, and we'll just act like nothing ever happened before, like we didn't have any problems. All right, guys, you're up.
Hey, what's up, everyone? All right, we got some feedback. Are you hearing that?
No, but I'll put earpods in. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm Bill. How are you? I am originally from the Philadelphia area, Delaware County. If anyone's familiar with the Philadelphia International Airport, I'm like 20 minutes from there. And I met my wonderful husband 7 years ago?
6.5.
6.5 years ago. And I actually was in the grocery business for 37 years and was able to leave my job and move out here and collect a pension. So I was looking for part-time work and wound up working where Dave is as a full-timer. And I met a gentleman at work, Flippin' Daddy, which is Danny, when we were talking about eBay, and he lit the bug up again. And I started watching Casey for about a month.
Yes.
And then I took about $20, ran over to the Goodwill, bought a game, sold it for $27 on Macari. And with that money, I just started generating some stuff. And then that led to me just growing it to where we are now.
Yeah. So,
and
I guess a little bit about me. Yeah, I met that guy 6.5 years ago also. You probably heard that. I grew up in a military family, Army brat, so I moved around the world, and I settled in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is where we are. I worked full-time in printing, which is the job that he mentioned that he had come on board with for a while. Back in end of September, beginning of October, I left that job and went full-time in the business that we had been running for almost 2 years at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I had some money aside so that would help pay the bills, just in case we needed a little extra. So we set ourselves up to be able to go for it. And that is that. Let's see. Oh, what got me the bug? Seeing him dedicated to listening to everybody that was on YouTube that were resellers. He was very dedicated. I bought him a light kit right away.
Mm-hmm.
I saw an item we bought for $5 sell for $70, and then I was hooked. It was a Brother P-Touch label printer, and that's kind of what got me going. And yeah, we've been just going ever since.
Well, I just actually, let me interrupt you for 1 second. I just popped out my, hopefully you guys have your YouTube chat popped out because the StreamYard is really bogging down. It must be really overloaded. So let me do that. Okay. I leave that out. Now it says it. It's like a 10-second delay from when I type it in the chat till it shows up on.
Everybody working from home too, it's probably bogging everything down.
That's true, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going back and forth. So you guys are done your introductions.
Yes.
You told us everybody how you guys met, where you're from, how you got into reselling. What did you say, Bill? I was going back and forth. What did you say? How you got the bug originally into Macari or eBay or whatever it was?
Well, I started the store in January of 2018.
eBay only.
eBay only, and then I did Macari. I was on eBay and Macari for a while, and then the new thing with Poshmark popped up. I was up for Poshmark New to us. I was signed up for Poshmark, but never really paid attention to it until I started following the other resellers. So now we are on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay, and we're just fresh into Grail. Haven't really. I got about 5 items up on there.
Hi, Dan.
And we sell local.
Dan just came in. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Yes.
So,
hey guys, so let me just interrupt for 1 sec. And again, guys, I appreciate you hanging with us.
Yep.
It's funny because I tell you guys, I mean, I really enjoy doing YouTube. It's work, and it's a pretty hefty price to get the right equipment, and I'm in the process of getting cameras and different things and upgrading them. Like, I have the microphone, like they talked about Casey, like Casey has the Blue Yeti, and I bought a camera with a special lens and everything, and I have microphones for my camera. I have microphones for my iPhone. So I'm really trying to up my game, so to speak. But anyway, so I apologize. But anyway, what I was trying to tell you in a roundabout way is I watch a lot of video creator shows, and they have a lot of issues with live streaming. And one of the channels is actually called Live Streaming Pros, and they always have issues. So it affects even the best of us. And in these times, so to speak, like Bill and Dave were saying earlier, a lot of people are home. A lot of people are on the internet. A lot of people are using StreamYard now and Zoom to do their meetings, through work or whatever, to contact friends and family to see how they're doing. So basically the internet's overloaded, and these different programs or websites are overloaded. So that's the gist of it. So let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let me put myself back on the screen here. Okay. Okay. So we were discussing before we were so rudely interrupted with all these technical difficulties. We talked about, okay, so how, now you told me before in a pre-chat, Bill, that your friend Star, Flippin' Hippos, was a proponent of Dave Ramsey.
correct.
And that's kind of how you guys I'll let you tell it. Basically, I just love saying, short version is, so you guys basically became disciples of Dave Ramsey and tried to figure out how to put aside the proper money and the plan, how to get in, quitting your job and becoming full-time reseller. So why don't you share that story with us?
Sure. It was a funny story. I was watching Casey, and Star Flippin' Hippo was on his live show, and she made a comment. She's not really into sports, but she made a comment about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we're on the other side of the state, so the Eagles and Pittsburgh are kind of like. And I made a joke with her off screen, and we just became friends. And then we went out to meet her a year ago in November for a weekend. And
2 years. Wait, we met her first originally in eBay Open.
eBay Open is where we originally met her.
And then we went out and saw her later.
And then we went and at eBay Open, we made arrangements to go see her in November. So we went out to Pittsburgh, and that's when she introduced us to Dave Ramsey.
Yes.
Okay. So, but I mean, for people, I'm sure most people here have heard about Dave Ramsey. So he's kind of a financial guru. What is his, again, I told you guys to do an elevator speech. How would you synopsize what Dave Ramsey does? What's the gist of his plan or his process?
I haven't been in an elevator in a while, so I'm rusty.
Yeah, I haven't been in an elevator either, but I was, because I had to go to a medical facility and there was an elevator. I'm pushing the button with my elbow and the back of my hand.
And I also talk over people. I don't know how to do that. So yeah, Adam and everybody, Dave Ramsey has basically changed our lives. He is a gentleman that teaches people how to get out of debt with their own money and how to budget and just look at money in a complete different way. No credit cards. But we actually paid off any credit card that we had, and we cut them up and closed the accounts. We no longer use credit. We actually do not borrow any money for the business either. So it has transferred from our personal into the business side as well, which is really great that it's all kind of come together at the same time for us. Dave Ramsey has really changed our lives.
Yep.
And that's a big reason we are right now going full time.
Right, that's why I'm to bring that up, because basically, you guys had to make, I forget what I used to know all these different sayings, make a plan, and there's this comes saying about making a plan and executing your plan. So basically, you guys said, hey, this is our goal. We want to become full-time resellers. And again, guys, if you haven't heard it before, in the reselling community, everybody calls their job a job in capital letters. Oh, I hate my job. I hate my job. So they want to resell. They want to be their own bosses. They want to be entrepreneurs. So with Bill and Dave, when they decided that they wanted to become full-time resellers, and they spoke with Starr, and they learned about Dave Ramsey. So basically, they said, okay, we got to put some kind of program into place where we can put aside the money and reduce our debt or cut up our credit card, so to speak, like David said, and then make a plan and execute our plan and become full-time resellers. So Dave, you were the first one that went part-time. Is that correct from your job?
That is correct. Well, wait a minute. No. Let's back up.
We'll back up.
we were both full-time in printing and doing this reselling on the side.
Okay.
Pretty much almost 2 full-time jobs because we were very dedicated.
Yes, you were. Yes, you still are.
Bill, thank you. Bill went part-time at the job, the JOB, right. And so he could spend more time in the business to help it grow, and that helped tremendously. And then
you went.
I went full-time. I just kind of just went for it. I was really not like.
Yeah, I was a little confused with that. I remember that Bill had gone part-time, and then the way you were talking to him was like, well, wait a minute, who went for full? Yeah. So what was you just basically just quit the job is what you did, Dave.
We put the script. I mentioned I had some money aside that was going to help me bills as we scaled the business. We had gotten to a point where we had somewhat plateaued with our knowledge and experience at that time, and all we really needed was just more time. We just needed to be able to get more listings up and just build the store to where it has a level that gives us a steady stream of income. And so that's why I left the job.
And if we really want to take 2 steps back even more,
we're doing that too.
When we
two steps back.
When I was talking to Casey and everything as a mentor, he brought up the eBay Open, which unfortunately isn't happening. But Dave and I just looked at each other and we put our vacation that we were going to use. We put it towards the towards going to the eBay Open. On the first year, we were only 6 months into it.
Yeah, we were barely 6 months into this business, and we already saw that this is what we wanted to do.
And we took the chance.
We were all in.
Yep. Went to eBay Open. That's how we met you.
I was going to say, you guys were very fortunate to run into me at McDonald's.
We did.
Well, we actually going across the street for the liquor.
I know you went across the street for the liquor. Beth Reseller Robot, that's in the chat. We've talked about that. I've been to Vegas probably 20 times, if not more. And the thing is with these properties, they make a lot of money on selling you things, convenience store type of water and food, and everything's like double, triple the price. And I said, no. I'm not paying, $15 for breakfast. I did find out later they had like a $12 breakfast or whatever, but that's besides the point. So I said, I'm going to go and get something to eat at McDonald's. I'm going to go to the convenience store at the gas station. Again, this is right across the street from the Mandalay Bay. Sure. So I had my backpack and I stocked it up with big liter bottles of iced tea. And, so I stocked that all up. I had bought again, Beth, you're probably familiar with the story. I had brought my K-Cups with me because they have a little coffee maker in the room. So they wanted, I think at the time they wanted $5 for 1 cup of coffee, and with the stirrers and the non-dairy creamer and the sugar. Then when we went back the second year, it was $10. You had to buy two pods. It was $10. I said, you people are nuts. So anyway, so that's what I did, and I worked the angles, and pretty much I went down to downtown and saved money. There's a really nice place called Main Street Station. I ate lunch there or ate breakfast there several times. So that's the difference. That's when I met these guys 2 years ago. Again, they said they were only into reselling like for about 6 months at that time when you decided to take your vacation fund and go to eBay Open in Las Vegas.
And that's when I found out talking to you that my original home, I was only 20 minutes from you.
Yes.
I lived in Liberty Park.
Yes. Yeah, I'm right across the bridge from Philadelphia, Center City, Philadelphia, and Bill actually lived near, kind of close to the Philadelphia airport.
Oh yeah,
in Delaware County.
Oh hey,
Reseller Robot.
Yeah,
hello.
That's Miss Beth.
Yeah,
again, Beth. Guys, Beth's going to have a show right after my show goes off the air, and she'll put the link in. So if you guys are you have the old cabin fever, you kind of got claustrophobic about being locked into your home or whatever, on lockdown or whatever you want to call these things. Beth's having a show afterwards, and I'll have her post the link in later. So if you guys want to pop into her show,
this is an opportunity to get close to your loved ones again.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the thing. But work on your relationships, work on your And again, guys, I think that's part of the reason that there's so much issues, because people are on the internet, they're FaceTiming, they're using StreamYard, they're using Zoom to stay in touch with their families and their loved ones, which I can't blame people. We don't get bogged down in that issue, but we all know what's going on these days. Okay. So you did Dave Ramsey, and
Yeah.
you basically cut up your credit cards.
Yep.
You somehow figured out a way to set aside some money and put away some money. I guess, did you basically cut back on non-essential things, and you weren't doing Starbucks, were you, to $5 cups of coffee?
No. Well, yeah.
And that took us, what, about 3 months before we actually nailed it down?
Got good at the budget. Yeah. We discovered we had about $600-700 extra a month that we didn't know where it was going.
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
And now, that's like Ramsey will say, you tell your money what to do, and you don't wonder where it went. So
that's great. $600-700 a month. So in 3 months you save almost $2,000.
Yes,
absolutely.
And the nice thing also is our work allowed us, because overtime was very essential then, we could work overtime anytime we wanted. So we would pick and choose what days we wanted to work, so we could set days aside to actually put towards the business at first.
Yes, while we were still doing that.
And then, like I said, Dave and I had the discussion of me going part-time, because I get a pension from my other job. So that kind of helped out.
Now, you told me you worked in the supermarket business back in the day?
Yes. 37. Okay. I am so glad. I am thankful for everything these grocery people are doing. But
I tell people, and I don't know if I mentioned the last chat, but every time, and again, guys, most of you know my story, but I don't know if I had mentioned this before. When I first got into selling liquor as a wholesaler, as a salesperson, I wasn't making enough money. I just bought a new house, a new row house, and love that area, whatever. So I was working full-time selling liquor, and I was working about 25, 30 hours a week for the Acme Markets, which is a part of the Albertson chain. Mm-hmm. So I was working like Thursday night. I was like a boss, like because the bosses weren't there. I was like the person in charge. They call it the PIC on Thursday, and then Friday's the same thing. Although typically a store manager or the assistant manager was there on a Friday night. Then they made me work night crews on Saturday night, which killed me. I mean, but that basically was this guy, even much younger. This guy wasn't able to really stock groceries very well, so they decided a long time ago to put me on the cleaning and buffing machine. So I used to sweep the store and then redo all the floors in the whole store. So they said, "Oh, we'll have Adam do that. We don't have to worry about assigning him an aisle." So anyway, long story short, I always say thank you to the people when I see them. I keep my 6 foot distance, but I always thank the night crew guys and say, "Look, guys, I really appreciate you. I've done this before, and people have to shop for food, and I really appreciate you guys putting in the extra effort, and they appreciate it."
You were actually my competitor back then, because I worked for Pathmark.
Okay.
But anyway, so we had the discussion, and I went part-time, like we said earlier, and Dave stayed full-time. He left, and then he left his job September, end of September, beginning of October. And I stayed part-time, and then we just grew it to where I could say.
Yeah, so I guess to get into a little bit more on how we managed to do that, we just kept at it. We did not give up. We also started listening to some other motivational speakers, some people that worked out in the business world. There was a Jim Rohn, Les Brown, that have really helped us a lot to see anything is possible if you set your mind to it, and success is already yours. You just have to reach out and grab it. And I'm really taking on that philosophy. I believe Bill is there as well. So we have just dedicated a lot of time to it. We're gladly working 16-hour days to not have to go and work a 40-hour week job. And it doesn't even really feel like we're working that hard. I mean, we are, but it just feels so different when it's yours.
And that's what you see. That's what some of the sayings on the back wall, just to motivate us.
Yeah, we put motivational sayings back here on the wall from some of the guys that we.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second. You can see between the two shoulders, there's the gnome and the frog. Why don't you tell us how you got the name, the gnome and frog, and their store name is, by the way, gnome and frog on all the different platforms.
Yes, he likes gnomes.
Yes, I just love gnomes. I just love to collect them. So.
He's got a great beard. I've been known as the frog since I was really little.
Okay, really little.
Yeah, I used to. There's my dad's in the chat, so he might. I don't know if he's going to say anything about it. Yeah, so I used to bring frogs in the house and let them loose when I was a little kid. So I think somewhere around 3 or 4 years old, I got nicknamed the frog, and I'm still called that when I go home.
Okay. So again, you have some sayings that I guess they're just kind of to keep you guys motivated on your wall behind you?
Yes.
Why don't you share a couple of them with us?
All right. One of them is the key to your better future is you.
That's Jim Rohn.
Okay.
Les Brown says, if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. And if you do what is hard, your life will be easy.
Wow. Okay.
Another one is when things go wrong, just don't go with them.
Yes. When you've got problems, don't let them get you down. Just, pick your head up and just keep moving on, push through it. That's what I get from that. Yeah, that's a long one.
Yeah. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to actions. Another Jim Rohn.
Perfect.
So,
And that's great too. Now, do you guys use, I know Beth's a big advocate of planners, bullet journal, she calls it. Do you guys do that as well?
Working on that. That's
okay. I know you guys said you have systems and different things put in place. So again, that's why we're here to share ideas.
To write stuff down and plan a little bit of my.
You have your little. I used to have it here, but do you have your little whiteboard where you write like goals and different things, like listing goals or anything on it?
Yeah, we have that too.
Yeah, we have a shipping board.
That's where we're not quite fully organized on that yet, but I can see that it's on its way.
But the main key to our success is the fact that we didn't spend a dime of what we made until just this January.
That's fantastic.
Yes, every piece of inventory that is in this building is because we just kept rolling it over. We never took a dime out. Even when we went to Vegas the first time.
That was all
on us. And last year we went to Vegas and we paid for the entire trip, but
out of business.
All but $700 came out of business.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, so that would be my biggest thing on if you're trying to build it, just keep reinvesting and try not to borrow money.
Yes.
You don't have to.
Reinvest back into the business by buying product.
Spent 2 full years without taking a dime out of the business for, to pay any of our bills as income. And we just started this past January doing that.
Because when we got this thing rolling, we were in a closet numbering things on a hanger.
Yeah, we've had 3
moves,
expansions with a townhouse that we live in.
Yeah, we're in
we've been building.
How big
it's a 1,500 and some square foot townhouse.
Yeah. And we're in a 30. What's this basement?
The basement's 300 and something.
Yeah, but the basement about 300 square feet. And then we followed. What's the gentleman?
I don't know. What did we want?
The guy that did
somebody else did the hanger thing. Oh yeah, that's there.
The organizing system that we're doing. I'm trying to remember who the big tall guy.
Oh, I can't remember his name. Bill.
He has a channel. Anyway,
the tall guy has a channel.
We move on to like some of the organization and stuff. We did learn from doing the hanger thing and trying to like put a little tag to identify what was what. Things didn't stay in the right place, so we would have to kind of go through them because mainly we were selling a lot of shirts in the beginning.
Yes,
and then we've moved into jeans and shoes. But whoever he's talking about, I think, showed like a little tag system.
Okay,
I built I like to laminate, so I
put them out on your Dymo and then laminate it.
Yeah, well, just on a regular printer, and then I laminate. We do have the Rollo printer, which is if you're starting this business and you don't want to have to tape on labels, I recommend getting a printer.
Thermal printers.
Thermal printer, yeah.
You're doing any kind of volume, and I tell people, do as I say, not as I do.
And then
but thermal printers are a must. Rollo is a very good brand. I know a lot of people have issues with Dymo. Some people love their Dymos, other people don't. Some people like their brother. I don't know. Casey recommends like an arc scan or something. But everyone has different preferences. But research it, guys. If you want to get. But anyway, if you're doing any kind of volume, do yourself a favor. Buy a thermal printer. You don't have to worry about ink. You just get the labels in there, and you really save a lot of money on the tape. Saves you labor. Saves you time.
The time it saved has been priceless.
I talk about that a lot on this channel, and again, I used to watch various channels, Casey's and Pro Sales back in the day. Jason, he used to always say value of your time, or VOT, and that's true. If you can put more time into something else, whether it be sourcing or sending out offers to buyers, which I definitely want to address with you guys, not buyers, offers to watchers. I always say offers to buyers, offers to watchers that you want to become buyers.
Absolutely, well, they can all be
Yeah. So we're going to get in that momentarily. But yeah, so if you guys can, again, put systems in place, I wanted to discuss a little bit about, you know, if you batch things. I know you told me you have a system, Bill, when you go sourcing. While I have that in my mind, why don't we just discuss how you guys, when you go out, like, what, a couple times a week, I think you told me, sourcing typically?
We try to go out twice a week. Tuesday is we're out in Lancaster and Millersville area, and they have community aids out here. There's one in York, there's one out in Harrisburg, and on Tuesdays, for all us older folks, 55 and over, they have the entire stores half price.
Got to take advantage of those discounts.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we usually spend.
Yeah. Bill's the older guy, not Dave. So he wants everybody to know that.
Once stores open up, I think we're going to cut our time down. But right now, we're in there for a good 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, and you have a system in place. Now you do certain things, and Dave does certain things, and you kind of meet in the middle. Why don't you explain how you do things?
Yes, I'm pretty much the jeans buyer and seller. I mean, I guess we both sell them, but I hit the jeans. I've learned brands that we like, and I pretty much just try to target those. I will comp things that look like they could be a good selling, something that might be really nicely done, more embroidery, or just, something that catches my eye that I think would be interesting. But I'm trying to limit the amount that I have to sit on my phone and comp while I'm in the store. That's,
again, Maggie says time is money. Absolutely.
Just the time doing it. In the beginning, I kept going, oh God, how am I going to learn this? How do people know this? And I have seen that just doing it, actually, you learn when you don't necessarily even realize it.
And then while he's doing the jeans, I'll go right to plush, and I'll go through the plush real quick. Then I'll swing by hard goods, which is a small area. Then while he's in the jeans, I'll go over to men's clothing real quick. And then the last spot we hit together is shoes.
Yeah.
Well, I think you said that Dave does the women's clothing as well. He checks the women's clothing and see if there's any things.
Jeans.
Oh, just the jeans. No other women's clothing.
I don't really know women's clothing.
Okay. I guess I misunderstood. Okay.
No, that's fine. I'm trying to really nail down the jeans aspect, because we're seeing a good 60 to 70% of our sales right now are jeans, men's and women's jeans. So that's everyone knows Levi's. I mean, don't share your holy grails, but why don't you just throw out a few of the jeans brands that you find up there that you feel are good sellers? Well, holy grail. No, BKE buckle sell
buckles, and certain styles of buckles sell better than others. I've experienced.
Actually, men's jeans tend to sell for a little bit higher price
in that
too.
In the BKE.
So,
and what BKE do you typically find? What the men's and women's are obviously different, but you get certain.
Women's are more available,
right?
Men's jeans, men's clothing in general, there's just a lot less to choose from.
True. I don't want to be. I
think it's
what I'm looking for, but women typically, I guess, rotate their wardrobe more frequently than men typically do.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Right.
I like Levi's jeans, American Eagle. Those somewhat of a staple, bread and butter. I hear people talk about. Try to stay away from the Walmart or
the Walmart, the Kohl's brands, the pennies, which you learn. When I had Megan on, she goes, "Well, that's a Kohl's brand. That's. I mean, I know Walmart brands. Yeah, that's a Kohl's brand. That's a Target brand. I didn't know that when I first got out. I was just like, oh, these are nice jeans. No faults, no whatever. Nice size. Boom. And I've never sitting on for a year and a half. It's like, yeah, because they sell for like $12 at Target.
Beth's asking, jeans in our area, full price, they can be $7 to $10, but we often get them for around $3.5, $4.
$3.5 to $4 typically is what you spend.
In the stores.
Yeah, because we go out Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Wednesday we'll hit the Salvation Army. They're half price on the clothing.
Yeah. Right. On Wednesday, not all areas, guys, but I'm sure most of you are experienced resellers. Typically, not all areas, but most areas, Salvation Army does a half price on clothing on Wednesdays, and only and I guess on certain days it's colors, and I think on other days it's not always everything clothing, right? It's just back to Salvation Army forever. But it's like 3 or 4 different colors of clothing that are half price.
And what else is nice about it too is now that before everything happening in the world, he was shooting down New York, which is about a 45-minute drive from me.
Right.
He would hit the Salvation Army, and also he would hit that community aid on Wednesday.
Yeah, we were splitting up,
and then I would shoot over on this.
Okay, cool.
So we would split up, and we would come home with 8, 9, 10 bags, which would last us.
Wow, 8, 9, 10 bags.
Yeah, we were stuffing the car. Well, we were fourth quarter, and the fourth quarter was doing well, and
sure.
Well, November, December, we still weren't taking money out, so we were just pouring it back in, and yeah, we were both stuffing our cars. We had some photos, I guess, on Instagram and stuff
shopping
when we were shopping. Just it, I don't know. The whole thing about it taking money to make money, I've never fully grasped it until I started a business.
Right.
And just the more you're able to put into it, just the more, I mean, it's just exponentially. It's just amazing. I'm just so excited and thrilled.
Okay. Now, before I forget again, I told you guys I want to talk about systems and different things they put in place. I'm going to put you guys in full screen. Whoever prefers to do it, Bill or Dave, you want to talk about your system, your pricing system, and your offer system?
Sure. Well, since I do jeans a lot, I set myself up a couple of sheets that, you know, I use for my listings. I'll go through and write up 12 jeans at a time, and Bill will photograph them and put them in our storage area using these wonderful tags that I showed you. That helps us find them. Mostly it works really well until we put it in the wrong bin or whatnot.
If I could just interrupt you.
Oh, you're going to show.
Yeah, showing your phone. Great. Yep.
This is let me get it to a full screen. Yeah. See, what we do is Dave, like he was saying, he'll measure them out, and then he'll tag them. I don't know if you can see this or not.
Hold it up to the camera.
He'll tag them like that.
Yes.
And then what I'll do is I'll come over here to the photograph table, which is behind us, and I'll take a picture of the tag, and then I do a picture laying down, and then I'll do an angle. Let me see if I can get this.
Yeah. So yeah,
so I do an angle. Then I'll do the back pocket.
Yeah, you're
the inside. Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Then I'll do a picture of the tag.
Okay.
If it's got, and then the back, and then he goes up, and then it'll upload on the computer, which we're on now, and then he'll just
list off the sheet that I wrote up. And
so that's kind of system I have in place. And I know some people like listening on their phone. Some people like listening to computers. My experience has been in some other resellers, typically like taking pictures on the phones.
Okay.
And then doing the listing on the computer. And then you can go back in on your phone, and you can either import it into your computer or go back to your phone and just add in the pictures from your phone into your drafts, and then list the product. Because I personally prefer working on my computer as opposed to the working on a phone.
Dave will list the jeans on the computer, and then I'll list everything else right off my phone.
Yeah,
you use everything on your phone, Bill?
Doing that because we just have the one computer. Well, we have two computers, but
thank you, Sharon.
Yeah.
Hi, Sharon.
But, that's how we do that.
Yeah. So something that I was finding that was wasting a lot of time, and one of the procedures that Adam was just mentioning that we put into place was, so we're outsourcing and we comp the items until we were more familiar with the jeans we wanted. I was comping the item there to see what value it had if we wanted to buy it. And then by the time we get home, I didn't remember what that was. So we would comp it when we went to list it to see what we wanted. 2-3 months might go by before we get an offer on that. And well, I'm comping it to see what did we really want for those jeans. So I've decided that that's way too many comping. So I developed a pricing system that I laminated again because I love laminating. So I use a list price. I set those up in $6 increments just because it helps to do with a 20% sale that we run all the time.
I was going to ask you about that promotion. Do you do promoted listings? Do you do sales? And then we're going to talk about offers to watchers as well.
Yeah, we do a 20% sale all the time. So
it's always 20%. You don't pulse it. It's always 20%.
We always do 20%.
Well, every 2-3 days we end it and restart it.
Yep.
Okay, so you do pulse it. Okay.
Yes.
We do Monday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Friday, and Friday to Monday.
Okay.
Yes. So basically now I'm getting more familiar with jeans when I'm in the store, so I don't have to comp as much there. When I am writing them up to list, I will comp it there, determine my price, and I'll use my little chart. And so anytime, let's say I want $20 for a pair of jeans, and I know that's like my bottom price that I want for it, I price it at $31.99. So a month, 2 months from now, somebody gives us an offer for $10. I see that it was originally $31.99. I immediately know I want 20, and I can send a counter offer right back.
Because what's nice about it is that $31.99 will make it down to $25, and then that gives us a $5
Correct.
That'll give us 5 hours to play around with the people for offers.
Yes, the way I have it set up, we have about $5 once the sale comes off to have room for
negotiating.
counters,
Yeah.
negotiating,
Yeah.
between what we actually want and what they're offering.
Yep.
Now, do you have a system in place as far as sending offers to watchers?
Yes,
He does that.
I do that every morning, no matter how many they are, and we automatically, like, let's say I have 20 offers and 10 of them are jeans
Watchers.
or watches.
Mhm.
I go in on I'll go in the back office.
Right.
You go to bring up all your listings, and now there's tabs that'll tell you if you have offers or not. And I click on that tab. I'm sorry. I'm thinking.
I'm going to help you.
I'm the same way. Apparently, I was calling Dave Ramsey Bill Ramsey.
Yeah. So it'll say 20 watchers, and then I'll open up that window, and the jeans I automatically do 5%. No matter what, we do 5% on the jeans.
For the
Do you have like a fixed like a canned response that you automatically like copy and paste it in all the different, or do you just individually type each one out?
Well,
Or do you do not put anything? You just put an offer.
you can choose.
We don't put anything, I don't think.
Okay, so you just put an offer of 5% discount. You don't put like, thank you for your interest, yada yada yada.
I believe eBay sends, when you do offers to watcher, I think eBay sends out a
automatically
little
sends-
thing.
yeah.
You have an opportunity to buy this at a better
Yeah.
price, get it before
Right.
somebody else does.
Yeah,
I
we don't-
think.
Correct. Okay.
All the other items, I just come up. If I want to get rid of something, I'll offer something lower. But the jeans are definitely 5% the first time. Everything else, I just stay within that 5 hour range, depending on if I want to get rid of it right away. Then I'll send the amount of money. So if it's $31.99, we want 20. I'll send them 20 hours just because I want to wipe it out.
The other thing I was thinking, do you guys always have best offer on your listings, or not always?
Every offer or every
Absolutely.
listing.
Every listing is best offer, and I think we discussed this pre-chat before. You typically respond to every offer, regardless of if it's a low ball or not.
Absolutely, you can talk about that.
Certainly. Always counter on offers. We heard multiple people, Flippin' Hippos Star preaches that even if they're a low ball, when you counter, it does something in the search engine. It makes it look like that.
It triggers Cassini somehow to increase your search, right?
The SEO, I guess.
SEO, exactly. Yep.
If they see, back and forth a couple of times, it's higher in the search rate. So if somebody else might be looking for that item, that yours will show up higher and potentially be bought by someone else. So we have had more than a handful of times where we have had a decline and ching right behind it from a completely different buyer.
That's right. Bill told me that the other day, and I found that was interesting. Yeah. So in other words, you have activity on the account, and then for whatever reason, somebody comes in and makes an offer, full price offer, what somebody's actually trying to lowball or whatever offer.
Right.
And then I know that can create drama sometimes, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't want to
we're in business.
counter.
We don't care what the offer is. If it's 10, 15, 20 hours lower than what we have it for, we will still respond. We just respond with $1 lower than what we have it listed for.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we've decided between each other that we target that item at $20. We will accept $2 less than our target if that's what they come up to,
Right.
without us having to say, hey, are you cool with taking that?
Yeah.
As far as us having to really discuss that. Anything that they offer, if they come within $2 of our target, we just accept it.
And also getting back to the watchers, just to let everyone know, when an offer comes in to a watcher, it's hard to see where it came from. And also, you only have two options.
You can only
or
counter
you only
back
count
once.
it twice. The second one, you have to either decline or accept.
Or accept. So if they're not moving up fast enough,
Yeah.
you can't go back and forth with the watchers.
Yeah. And we also do the sneakers too. We got into.
Okay. Now, so you sell sneakers on Posh as well, or do you just sell them on eBay? Where do you sell your sneakers?
Both.
Poshmark also, and I
And
just
so that was a question before. I'm going to interrupt you 1 second. So you cross post is what you're doing.
Yes.
and we
Do you
just,
use any kind of software? Or do it manually?
Not yet.
no, not yet.
We keep discussing getting lists perfectly. We know several people that do use it.
Yes.
We just
Right.
haven't done that yet.
Okay.
And I just started pushing them over to Macari. And actually, I had a pair of boys sneakers. I sold them in less than 2 hours for like
Really? $40.
Yeah.
they
For
went
boy sneakers? Wow.
Macari, which
Macari.
somebody was saying they wouldn't probably
Yeah.
do well.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I wrote down the different platforms. You guys are on eBay, and Macari, and Poshmark. I was going to just ask you, again, just your personal opinions as far as I'm assuming you're mainly on eBay, and that's correct, right?
eBay, Poshmark are mainly.
eBay and Poshmark are
The
large.
Poshmark now, you're pretty much cross-post everything in the Poshmark as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, I have a little system for that. We put in our SKU thing on eBay that tells us what other platforms are on. So if we sell it on one, we can go in and take it down from the other platform, hopefully in time. She says, use this perfectly. Okay, she does. Yes, I hear that.
You have it. Okay, Maggie, I'll have to have you come once one day. Now, Maggie's been on my show before. I've never heard of CrossList. Have you guys ever heard of CrossList?
Cross
Never heard of
list. I'm not
I've
familiar.
never heard of it. That's
Nope.
cool. Okay.
All right.
So it's a Chrome extension. Nice. Okay.
Just before we
Chrome
go any further,
extension,
I want
okay.
to swing the camera around, just show you what.
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay. And I know.
Let's do this. There,
Let me get rid of that light. Yeah.
Look at that organization.
But anyway, that's.
You can leave that on. It's fine. Okay.
But anyway, that's how we. Unfortunately, I can't use my iPhone to go walk the store, but that's basically how we do the system. Is as you can see, the bins are numbered,
Oh, there it goes.
And then we have-
shoes.
and that's our shoes.
Wow.
And then,
That's a lot of shoes.
and then behind the wall is all our hard goods.
Let's see. I'm gonna walk there. There's jeans and shirts and stuff are gonna be in there.
You guys are super organized. That's tremendous.
That's me.
No wonder Bill wanted to show me this stuff before.
Oh yeah.
You guys are really organized. That's
Bunch
great.
all up on top on all the bins.
Wow, that's impressive.
All those.
And then the wall behind you has all our hard goods.
Yeah, that's dark in there, so I'm not gonna do
And
that.
then we just
That's
moved.
fine.
And then we just moved to the garage like last month.
Yes, we've expanded out into the garage. That's phase 4 of the expansion.
And this was all in a little 10 by 10 bedroom we started this in 2 years ago.
Starting at 10 by 10 bedroom. Now, have you? I'm assuming like anybody, when you're in the reselling, you've transitioned from different brands and different clothing items and hard goods. And I think you told me, Bill, your philosophy is what, about 20% hard goods is your goal?
We have a goal now that we want to go
That's about
80% clothing and jeans. I think we're going to jeans and shoes,
Jeans and shoes.
and then we want to do 20% hard goods
20% hard goods. Okay.
because we're finding there is a lot of profit in jeans and they sell
It looks like a
fast.
department store. Sort of.
No, they're believe me, you saw this place is a disaster. They are extremely organized. I'm very
have
impressed by you guys.
a slight OCD side. That
Okay, well that comes in handy
Well, I didn't
because most resellers are hoarders and it's a disaster.
know I had it until I started this. But what really got me on it is the frustration of trying to find something that
Oh,
we
sure, that'll do it.
being able to find it and getting very, very upset.
Mhm. And the other thing we do is when we
Yelling.
go shopping, we bring everything into the foyer, which is behind the door. You see,
Right.
the shoes will stay downstairs. The jeans go directly up onto the third floor, which is now the bedroom,
The
which I
jeans
started
room.
in is now called the jeans room.
Okay.
And all the jeans, and there's a table, 2 tables and an ironing board up there.
Yeah, I got table. Well, there's a
Yeah.
bed there that I lay
Right.
men's on one side, women's on the other.
And
to
that's where we organize
those.
all the jeans. Then they come down to the living room to get measured. And then they come down to me to get photographed. So,
Yeah, actually,
Jennifer, I think it's just you. We had all kind of issues earlier, but everything seems fine now. Our video's fine. Their video's fine. I'm not freezing, so
yeah,
just
we're
try to refresh.
around. Yeah.
maybe because I moved the camera. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
if
I'm
I may,
sorry.
Adam, you mentioned like learning brands and stuff in the beginning. Something that we've heard one of our like mentor people like on the back wall. It says you have to be willing to make mistakes and understand you're not going to necessarily get it right the first time. We've picked a lot of things up that we wound up redonating because once we really got down to it, listed them, and found out they were not moving.
I have to do that with. I keep saying that with these jeans. I mean, some of these jeans are a year and a half, 2 years old, and if they're not going to sell them, I mean, I sold a pair that I've had for 2 years. It sold for $9 plus shipping, but that's nothing special.
Well, I really have to. We got an offer. Like right now, here's a good example. We have
Okay.
Hawaiian shirt we got an offer on. But I just want to make a shout out.
One Hawaiian shirt, you said?
Hawaiian yeah.
shirt.
Okay.
Yay.
Where's that on Poshmark?
That is on
eBay.
eBay and Poshmark.
Are you going to say what about something?
But I really want to, before I go any further, I mean, if it wasn't for these people, I would not be in this situation. One is for my husband being supportive, 100% being supportive, because I was in a relationship before this where I had this entrepreneurship and I didn't have the that's 50% of your
No support.
no support. That's 50% of making this work is to make sure whoever you're with is supportive of what you're doing.
Right.
I want to thank Dan Stevens, Flippin' Daddy.
He was in the chat.
Yes. If it wasn't for him having this conversation and putting the light bulb back on, I would not be sitting here right today. I also want to really, really thank Casey, Rockstar Flipper. He has helped us tremendously. And meeting Star, Flippin' Daddy, or I'm sorry, Flippin' Hippos. I apologize.
You call her a daddy.
She also has been a big help. We want to thank Megan for allowing us to reach out to her.
Megan has been on my show. Megan Malwinnie is super knowledgeable about jeans.
Yes, she is. She's been very helpful.
And you, absolutely you, and the connection you're making here. But I just want to go before we go any further. If it wasn't for those people, I would not be here.
The support of the community. Yes. I did not know this community was out here 2 years ago.
Yeah,
a little over 2 years ago now, because it's April.
And how willing everybody is to just share what they have.
Yep, people are very nice and friendly and willing to help.
Yep. So I just, before we go any further, I just wanted to say all that.
Okay. You were talking earlier, again, the pre-chat, Bill, and you and I. Your average sale price and your cost of goods sold. You have a system on that as well.
You want to talk about that?
All right, Dave, you can discuss that if you like.
Well, as far as cost,
he knows the numbers better.
Well, cost of goods, we try to keep it around 20% for cost of goods for sale price. I think we ended last year less than 20%. We try not to spend over like 35%. If it's something that we can see that is selling really fast for a good price on eBay or Poshmark, we will go ahead and spend a little bit money for it, just because we know we'll get our return on it.
That reminds me too, while we're talking about cost of goods, average selling price, the old $64,000 question: to free ship or not to free ship?
Back and forth.
We found a system.
Well, we've decided that we charge shipping.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
If you look on Terapeak, which is now offered through, if you have a store on eBay, Seller Hub, I do a 365-day look back when I'm comping for used, and it says how many people are paying for shipping or how many is free shipping, and often it is less than 50% people get free shipping.
I didn't realize it did that.
And more often than not, it's around 20% get free shipping.
No kidding. With Amazon offering all this free shipping with Prime. Okay.
More people pay shipping, at least on the eBay's Terapeak, which is fine. So we now charge shipping and have since the middle of the fourth quarter.
Yes. And people are willing to pay it.
Do you ever use Pirate Ship? Do you typically just use eBay, or how do you do your shipping?
I tried Pirate Ship a few times. The discount that we get for top rated seller on eBay, it comes out the same. So
top rated seller, you're top rated plus.
Actually, well, I know we're power. I think we
were power
stars. You're probably top rated plus then.
Yeah.
Because I was just an above standard seller because I don't do enough volume, and that's another issue with my health issues. But so I was getting the discount, the 10% discount. And all of a sudden, the other day, I went to ship these jeans. It's like, whoa. It should cost me $10 to ship a pair of jeans.
Well, they should be able to fit into the padded flat rate.
That's what happened. eBay was charging me $10, $9.75 to ship the padded flat rate.
Shouldn't, because
I went to Pirate Ship, and it was $7.75.
Yeah, that's what we pay.
That's what it was. Well, we're back down a little lower now.
Right, you're probably top rated plus with eBay, but they just for some reason I don't have any faults. I just don't do enough volume. So for whatever reason they decided to pull my my discount. So again, guys, we talked about Pirate Ship. I've tried to have them on the show. Good company. Apparently they're very short staffed, and I guess before all this went down. But I contacted them over a month ago, and when I contacted somebody, got back to me right away. I was all excited. Oh yeah. And then somebody sends me a message. Oh, we can't do that. We don't have any staff. We don't. Blah, blah, blah. So she sent me this long, detailed email. It's like, well, that doesn't do me any good. I want somebody to be on here and answer questions. And I know other reseller shows have tried reaching out to them. But anyway, if you're not using Pirate Ship, check it out because you can save money, especially with the cubic shipping. And they do the international shipping. That's something you actually have to request. I'm sure Beth probably uses that. She'll be able to explain it better than I, but that's something they do offer. What does Philly Road Tech say?
I have
New eBay thing as your first non-payer in an auction.
We don't do auctions. So.
We don't
submitted an invoice to the buyer as well. I believe, guys, do you do auctions? I think it's 4 days.
Not do
we
auctions.
don't touch auctions.
Everything.
I'm 90% sure. Maggie, you might know better than I. I believe it's 4 days, and then you can send out a non-payment to eBay. Maggie, do you? I don't do auctions. Maggie, do you do auctions? Maybe Maggie can help us with this.
Oh,
He's
I
Maggie
apologize.
now.
Yeah, Maggie Doodle. I think Maggie is done.
Basically, and the system just pretty much takes care of itself.
Our system set up for
I put it basically. You put it through. I mean, the only issue I would say was typically you can call eBay, which was a long wait, but now they're on short staffed.
Right.
Because of the virus, they don't really have people in the office.
Everything right now
you don't do auctions either, Sharon. I'm pretty sure it's 4 days that you basically there's a process you go in. I think you just click on that particular sale, say it's unpaid claim to eBay, and eventually they'll just cancel that sale, and then you can relist. Don't relist. Personally, I would sell similar.
Sure.
That's the other discussion. Do you sell similar or do you relist? With sell similar, you get a new item number. If you relist, you're getting the same item number. So unless you have a lot of followers on a particular item, you're going to want to sell similar as opposed to relist.
And right now, eBay is everything's being through email right now. There's no staff.
Okay, so Philly Road Tech, it's been over 4 days, and I'm sure it's in the you can file non-paying after 48 hours, Maggie. Okay, so it's 2 days, 48 hours. No, you're gonna have to request that through eBay. Again, I'm sure Philly Road Tech. They say that YouTube is the second largest search engine, so I'm sure there's videos on how to do that. Casey the Rockstar Flipper might even have a video on that. Just type in, non-payers on eBay auctions or something into the search engine on YouTube, and I'm sure there's videos on how to do that.
Absolutely, yeah. There's everything's on YouTube.
So
and the buyer, okay, so that's why I got confused, Maggie. Okay, so after 48 hours, you can file the claim, and then they have 4 days to pay it after that. Okay, that's where I got confused. That's where the 4 days was from.
Yeah.
Okay, so after 48 hours, you can file a non-payment claim with eBay, and then they have 4 days to basically pay that. If not, basically, eBay will release that sale and delete that sale, and you can relist or sell somewhere.
And often they put a ding on that buyer's account for non-payment.
So Philly Road Tech, I think Maggie's going to offer to help you through Facebook somehow. If you're on Facebook, she's questioning if you're on Facebook, she could probably help you. But I'm sure there's tons of videos on. I don't do auctions. I've tried it a couple times, but okay, through your YouTube page. Okay, cool. We're a little over an hour. Guys, Dave, you had some bullet points of things you wanted to discuss. Did we miss anything?
I think Bill.
Well, I just wanted to get back to the cost of goods thing.
Yes.
The way we do it is whatever items we buy at the store, that amount we divide it into what we bought until we come up with the cost of good.
Yeah, we do an average.
We do an average cost of goods
on a spreadsheet.
So, like right now, everything that you see in this room, even though we might have paid $15 or whatever, everything in this room right now averages around $2.70 an item.
Yeah.
Okay.
On an average.
On an average,
yeah.
Average cost of goods is $2.70.
Yeah.
And you say typically you run about a 20% cost of goods.
We try to do that. I think we fell under that for the end of last year.
We've been averaging between $24 and $28 per sale.
Yeah, right now our average sale price is around $25.
Yeah, $25 to $28
because it's skewed on eBay. The shipping, because you charge shipping shows up and taxes show up in your like 60-day, 90-day totals.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second, Philly. If you want to put your name, I don't know if you want to do it. I'll delete it as soon as you put it. Or Maggie, if you want to put your name, I can delete it immediately after you post it on the chat. Whatever way you guys want to connect. Unless Maggie, you don't have a Facebook page with Maggie Duda, I don't believe. Okay, there it is. At Philly Road Tech on Messenger. Perfect. Okay. Cool. You did it already, Maggie. Thank you so much. So that's what I love about this community, especially my people. I try to keep it drama free. There's some really, really good people on my chat, like Maggie, and of course you guys, and Beth, of course, Reseller Rowboat. And Beth wants to do a show soon, so I don't want to bog this down too much. Was there anything else you guys want to discuss before we wrap things up?
Oh my goodness, I don't believe so. I think we covered a lot of the good stuff. Just be dedicated, if this is what you want to do.
It's the old saying, you get what you put into it, basically, right? The more you list, typically, the more you sell. You got to have good products.
Yes.
And then again, like we discussed that briefly, you guys have evolved. And I want to ask you real quickly, the shoes. I typically have a terrible time finding decent shoes. Do you use any kind of shoe guide? Did you purchase any shoe guide? Is there certain brands you prefer? And do you have any kind of systems in place? Or you only buy shoes that are like in very good condition, or do you actually recondition shoes? How do you work that?
Actually, I'm a sneaker guy anyway.
Okay, so you're a sneakerhead.
But I'm not kind of sort of, but I know the sneaker brands, and my son-in-law can help me in that. And we also follow another gentleman on YouTube. But basically, what I look for is like if you see right in here that this doesn't pull, and if you squeeze these shoes, that this material doesn't pull apart, and the soles like these, like they don't look like.
Did they come that way, or did you clean those soles?
Clean them.
Well, these are clean. They were dirty, but they are now clean.
What do you use? A magic eraser or some kind of cleaner?
Well,
nope. Actually, what I do
is can we get paid for this yet?
Do we get paid for this?
That's Dollar Tree.
Yeah, Dollar Tree. Awesome. I just spray the bottom. I let it soak, and then I use
the full strength, or do you dilute it with water?
Nope, it's full strength. And then
there's a price.
Oh yeah, the other thing, the price. If, the number
like
on the bottom.
Salvation Army.
Petroleum jelly, okay, which is Vaseline, the brand name.
Marker off the bottom of the shoe.
With petroleum jelly. Okay, cool.
And that takes the marker.
Oh, you can't do brand name.
And we use a scrubby to do it with.
Thanks, Donald. Your dad's leaving.
Then I just soak this.
Bye.
Yeah. Then I just soak this. And like I said, as long as there's
for dinner.
No room in here, like you don't want any tears in here, and
right, you want to check the inside of the shoe.
The name can be read and everything. If there's a little bit of hair in there, I'll still buy them.
There's no charge for the hair.
Yeah, but that's basically what we look for.
I've seen tweezers pulling hairs out on occasion.
You got to do what you got to do.
It's dedicated.
But
okay, guys, were there any last questions for Bill and Dave? Like I said, I tried to keep it an hour. I apologize. Probably what I'm going to do is probably going to edit this video and take out all the mess in the beginning. We'll lose the chat.
Probably.
I don't think people want to spend 10 minutes because nobody will watch it. So I'll delete the first part of the video. I edited it out and on YouTube.
And yeah, just
all right. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, Beth, you want to put your link to your show that's coming up very shortly after my show?
Down the bottom.
Bill and Dave, their eBay store is in the description below.
Yep.
Their Instagram is in the description below, and their Facebook group is in the description below.
Yeah.
And I'm not even on screen. How impolite of me.
There you go. Yeah, and our YouTube channel.
YouTube is on there.
YouTube channel is there as well. Correct.
Cool.
They're looking for new subscribers. They're going to be doing more content. They're going to be doing recorded video, and they're going to be eventually doing some live streams. I'm assuming too, right?
Never know.
Yeah. Now that we're
never know.
Free of the man. We are free of the man.
Mr. Bill is going to come down one of these days when we're allowed to travel, and we're going to get together. And when he comes down to visit his family, because I'm only 15, 20 minutes from where his family lives.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Okay.
Hi, Adam.
Plan. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all being here, guys. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. And we'll be here back next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Thanks again, everybody.
Bye. We're done? We're off?